Because of the heavy rain tonight, Olympic National Park is closing several campgrounds and roads as a precaution. Visitors already in the park will be relocated during the closures. Park staff will reopen the campgrounds and the roads once it's determined that they're safe. So let's get now to meteorologist Adam Claiborne with that forecast. Adam.
Hey, yeah, so we do have the rain that's still going to be around here tonight. The rain that's going to come tonight, though, will steadily begin to decrease, especially once we head into the second half of the night and throughout the day tomorrow. It's still going to be a gradual process, but we are going to see that things will become a bit lighter with some of our showers. Now, like what we were expecting yesterday, the main impacts and the heaviest rain was going to be out over the Olympic Peninsula and the Kitsap Peninsula. You can see east of there, around Puget Sound and farther to the east, the rain totals, we're talking about a quarter of an inch up to about maybe a half an inch, and then a very defined rain shadow where you go across the northeastern part of the Olympic Peninsula, Port Angeles over towards Sequim, Discovery Bay. We're talking about amounts less than a half an inch so far, with amounts around an inch to maybe an inch and a half for areas where we were most concerned about. Now, I wanted to point this out. You can see how things have really changed here across the United States, especially the western half of the United States. With all the rain recently, drought monitor in comparison to what we saw last week, you can see over California, a lot of that red showing up. That was where extreme drought was in place. That has completely disappeared with this week's release earlier this morning. And then even we've seen some improvements up here across parts of Washington as we have taken out completely that drought designation. Actually, we are now seeing abnormally dry soil, but I'm sure here over the next week, maybe two, we'll start to see that disappear with more of the rain that's still yet on the way. We're at 52, east winds coming in at 13 miles per hour. Still a bit of a soggy evening, but a lot of the rain pretty light here for the most part around parts of Puget Sound. Upper 40s in Bremerton, we're sitting at 49 in Tacoma, low 50s in Oak Harbor, and then out towards the coast, we're sitting in the mid 50s with that milder air that is in place. You can see it right here. It's a widespread, but there are pockets of where rain is and also where there isn't. You can see that donut hole with that rain shadow up there across parts of Camano Island, Whidbey Island, and getting up closer to Skagit and Whatcom County. The coast definitely dealing with the steady rain. It has been here throughout the day. But what you were noticing is a lot of the yellows and the oranges that were showing up earlier into the day, not quite as many of them are right now as we speak. We're seeing the showers move on through here into parts of Puget Sound. Starting to see a little bit of a breakdown here around Tacoma, just a few light sprinkles and showers, but we still have another surge of moisture that's going to come northward, and that's going to be one of the last few widespread events that we're going to have here with this system before it starts to wind on down, heading on into the day for tomorrow. Low pressure system, that's going to move on through. They'll have another one down there in California that will really start to put down some heavier rain for them as well. We still have some flooding issues out there for the Skokomish River, but that's at moderate flood stage. Not expecting that to get to major flood stage. Should be able to handle the rest of the water that we're expecting here into the night. Avalanche concerns too are in place until 6 p.m. heading on into the day tomorrow. And then we have high surf advisories for some really high waves that we're expecting. Could get up to about maybe 20-25 feet as we go on here into the night and early tomorrow. So that rain, it moves on to the north. Here we are past midnight, just beginning to see that break on down. And you can see as far as the organization to the rain is really starting to wind on down throughout the day tomorrow. And then we'll see one last push by tomorrow night around midnight, things drying out, heading on into our weekend. A few showers around, but more areas of sun breaks also in place. Temperatures cooling back into the 40s later next week.